you say okay, and we say welcome everybody to LinkedIn for Breakfast. Fantastic to have you here. So LinkedIn ads versus Facebook ads. We're going to diagnose that today. That's the game plan. I'm going to show you a few different concepts and why I feel one of those will be more appropriate regardless of your audience. And I'm actually going to build an ad for you live today to try and dispel the myth that these things are hard. So you'll have to bear with me, buckle your feet seatbelts because I'll have to go through it quite rapidly, but it will be fun all the same. Okay, so let me just share the slides and we will work through this. Okay, so here we go. Good to see you all, by the way. So LinkedIn ads versus Facebook ads. And before we start, LinkedIn for breakfast, and we just want to always kind of come back to our mission here. We want to make this you want to help entrepreneurs to essentially unlock the full potential of LinkedIn as a powerful tool for both the business development piece, which is the lead generation piece, getting you more inquiries, and also the brand expansion piece. So that's being able to get more people to know you, like you, trust you, understand what you're all about, right? So this are the two things that we want to help you to do on LinkedIn. And our vision here is to make this the best place on earth to learn LinkedIn for free. So that's the game plan for the vision. And we do this through our free community in school called LinkedIn for Breakfast, who would have thought? And the link for it, if you're not in here yet, you're crazy not to be. Flora's going to be putting the link to it into the chat right now, I'm sure. And there's some fun stuff in there that we share. There's some community corners where we ask people to share a little bit about themselves. We run a pod where we can like and share each other's posts to be able to give each other a leg up. And also we got the recordings of these sessions plus more kind of structured course content in there, free giveaways, etc. So it's worth jumping in there. It doesn't cost you anything, so why wouldn't you? Cool. Okay, so with all of the pleasantries out of the way, why run ads? What is the point of actually running ads? And let me just kind of jump onto the whiteboard of truth and justice and just go through the kind of headline strategy of why you would do this, right? Because, all this LinkedIn stuff. Oh, hello, there's one I made earlier. Let me just get rid of this. Okay, and then jump onto this. So the whole point of why we do these things is we're trying to build out a funnel. And the whole point of a funnel is that we want to take people that we don't know, they just don't know who we are, right? And we have selected them. We've gone, right, these type of people we think are the right type of people for our database. And we're trying to draw them into something where they go, okay, we know what you're talking about and we like what you're talking about. And so that might be a lead magnet, that might be some sort of weekly moment, that might be something of value where they've gone, okay, I get it. I understand what you're all about. So we're trying to take all these people and drag them into your world. We want them to subscribe. We want them to join your database. We want them to feel a member of your community. We want them to learn from you, right? And so we're doing all this stuff organically all the time. If you're running out social media posts, the whole point of those posts, I hope, is to drive people into a database, right? Because if you've got a database, you're taking them from social media into something you own, where you've got their email address, telephone number, name, company. You can then go and contact them and message them and bring them all into, of course, the all important sales meeting, right? And so this is what we're trying to build out organically. This is usually what we're trying to build out when we're doing LinkedIn. We're trying to build out connection campaigns. We're trying to build out content, and we're trying to create, signals of interest. People putting their hand up to say they're interested. Now, the beauty of organic is that when it goes really well, it goes really well. When it goes not so well, then it's zero leads time. It's like flat. It's like trying to talk in an echo chamber. And you don't have these all important levers you can pull to make sure that you guarantee a level of lead generation. Because if you can generate a guaranteed level of leads that join your database, then usually you can generate a guaranteed volume of sales meetings, which of course can then generate that guaranteed level of sales, right? And that's what businesses need. Inconsistency is a nightmare in business, whereas rhythm and consistent sales and traction of your concept is vital, particularly when you start to scale, right? So I've got two people who are my sales team who are actually closing deals. They need a guaranteed amount of sales calls per day to be able to generate the sales that they need to be able to earn their salaries, but also earn commission. And so, with those things in mind, they need this, they need consistency. And if I'm working an organic strategy, where I'm spending my entire time um, trying to get posts, and your post might look like this, where you're posting a little bit here, posting a little bit here, and then boom, we got a good post here, and posting a little bit like this, and then whoa, we got a couple of bits going on like this, right? If that's what your content strategy might look like, and the difference between these peaks might be 2 weeks before you get another rock star post that generates some inquiries. This is so inconsistent, but this is just life. This is just fact that organic strategy goes like this. And unless you really start to be able to become an influencer and just grow and grow and grow your reach, you will have this very much unpredictable results. Whereas what we want to do is we want to bring in a level of ads that can smooth over this and make sure you generate a consistent level of leads that is suitable to be able to generate the sales that you need from your business, right? So this is what we need. So this is why ads are so vitally important. Now, when we think about this, and when we think about, well, where should we go for this? A lot of people will go, well, actually, if I'm doing an organic strategy on Facebook, then surely I should be, sorry, if I'm doing an organic strategy on LinkedIn, then surely I should be going for LinkedIn ads. Or if I'm doing an organic strategy on Facebook, I surely should go for Facebook ads, etc., or Meta ads, because of course Facebook owns Instagram, Messenger, WhatsApp. Not that there's much ads on WhatsApp, but the point being is you've got the Meta ecosystem. That's a set of ads. You've got the YouTube ecosystem. That's a set of ads. That's part of the Google ecosystem. So that's sort of Google search. Google owns YouTube, so it's YouTube ads. And then you've got the LinkedIn set of ads, which also goes on to other kind of LinkedIn associated pages and stuff, because of course LinkedIn's owned by Microsoft. So you've got kind of Meta, Microsoft, Google. They're the ecosystems of where you're buying ads. Typically for us, there are other places you can buy other bits. Like for example, Bing obviously is kind of will kind of work in with the Microsoft ecosystem to some extent. But ultimately, this is what you're looking at. And so for most of us on this call, service sector businesses, you are probably going to want to pick one of these. Now, the clients that we've worked with, this is what they found when they've worked on a similar campaign on both. So they've run same campaign on Facebook and LinkedIn. And what I'm going to show you today is a few different results that would probably surprise you because these are service sector businesses targeting B2B. So for example, Dave here does pitch decks for software companies that are trying to raise, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of pounds of money. And he went out and did a tester on LinkedIn, and this is what he got. This is actually quite funny. So I asked him before this call, said, how much did you spend? He said, oh God, I don't know. I spent about £1 million, got nothing back, right? And he sent me a couple of screenshots. This is just to show that he got 544 clicks on his ad and got 2 leads. So his cost on this sort of small one, which I think was only a small snippet of a campaign, was £78 a lead that he was generating, which actually ultimately, if you can make that work, that's great. But it's not, you should be doing far better than the 78 quid a lead, right? And you want more than two. That's not giving you that kind of consistent level of leads that we were talking about earlier on the screens, right? Same with Christian Harris here, who again sells into massive companies. He's a health and safety consultant, helps people with slips and trips in massive places such as leisure centres. He's got contracts with big companies such as Mighty and big facility management companies. So he's selling into B2B high end, selling into insurance companies as well. So this is not, he wears a tie. That's probably all you need to know in terms of kind of he's not B2C, right? And so his ROI was 16 leads from LinkedIn at 2,600. And we switched him up into a Facebook ads campaign, got 152 leads for 823 quid and counting, right? That was the direct comparison between the two campaigns. And the ROI from those are also kicking on to be better anyway from this, right? So the whole point of this is from the test that we've done, this is only a small couple of examples, but every time that we picked up LinkedIn ads, it just hasn't quite been as good as running meta ads, even to a B2B audience, right? So if you're B2C, then Facebook probably the first, well, say Meta, Instagram is the first place you're playing anyway. But regardless of that, even B2B, I am arguing that you should be going into these ecosystems. You just got to do it right. Okay. So how would you go about this? Now, if you did want to go and play with LinkedIn and want to know where to get to the LinkedIn ads, on the top here where it says business, you go into this and down to advertising, you can jump into advertising and it will take you through into a campaign manager, which if any of you have actually run a campaign in Facebook, it is a very similar system to Facebook, right? And you create your account, so just create it as your company name, and then you can go through and you can actually go and create a campaign. You can create ads in here and it will just walk you through the different elements that you want to do, such as awareness or a consideration. So awareness is like getting lots of people to see your stuff, maybe getting people to kind of like and engage in your content. Consideration might be getting people to click to your website, getting people to actually engage more and follow your page, or video views. You want people to view your videos. Conversion will be more around lead generation, actually getting people to generate an inquiry directly on the ad, such as a form and things like website conversion or jobs applications. Now, my most favorite for both platforms is the lead generation. Why? Because what's happened is Apple and the other kind of smartphones, what they've gone is they've gone privacy, right? So it used to be a case that you would jump onto an ad on LinkedIn or Facebook, you would then click it through to a landing page, and that landing page, then you would have a form on it, and you would want people to click in their form, fill in their details, and then you would go through to some sort of thank you page here. And that thank you page would then give them the ebook or whatever the thing is that you're actually selling. Excuse the bad handwriting here, right? So it would take people off of the social media and bring them. So the social media kind of ends here and it would take them to your website. The issue being is that when people convert here, the social media platforms have actually prevented the pixels and the tracking to be effective to be able to tell exactly when someone has come from your ad and gone onto the page here and then converted. The information going back into the social media platforms to help run these ads has actually been broken by this cookie policy, by this privacy policy. They don't want this information going back and forth because they feel it's personal data and you don't earn the right. Because if I click on an ad, come onto your landing page, but I don't convert, then you should not have my data to feed back to my ads campaign because you haven't won it yet because you haven't converted, right? So this is the problem with driving people off your website. So if you're ever thinking about running ad campaigns, I would always say run a conversion ad, which is a lead ad. What does that mean? Run an ad where you don't drive them off the website. The ad itself has a form within it, and they fill in the form directly on the social media site. And both LinkedIn and Facebook allow this. And the beauty is it means that it will auto populate with the person's details. So it's easy for someone to convert. They just press submit. And then once they submit, it goes to a thank you slide, not page, on the actual social media ad. And then from there, you can then put a link to your website. So if you then wanted to link them to a PDF or you wanted to link them to some sort of community or some sort of course or whatever it is, you can still do that on the ad. But by then the lead has already been generated. The ad platform can see the entire journey and so then can loop back into the intelligence to be able to get, okay, these type of people are converting, and so go and find me more of those type of people and drive them back into the ad, right? And this was the problem, that they weren't getting this feedback loop to say, hey, these people are converting, go find more of these people and get them on the ad. That was the problem. So ads were getting expensive and it was like a shot in the dark, right? Whereas now by doing it on the actual platform and keeping it as a lead ad, you're keeping all the information within LinkedIn or within Facebook. And so then the algorithms are able to drive more people who are more likely to convert on your ads. Ad cost is coming right down, right? So that's what you'll be doing on this ad platform. And when you go into here, you create a lead generation ad, you press next, and you can do these things such as the classic setup or an accelerated setup, where accelerator is basically using the AI to help build your ad. So I'd recommend doing that. And this is within LinkedIn, and it's just going to tell you all the things that you might want to do. So the budget, we can set it, we can add all these things in, and you just kind of work through to say, hey, I'm going to do it as an image. I'm going to press next. I'm going to add the content of the product and the URL, and it's going to build out an ad for me. That's exactly how it works within Facebook as well. So let me show you this. So this is Ads Manager in here. So this is Facebook Ads Manager. And when you go into here, and if you don't know how to get into this, by the way, for Facebook, just simply go Facebook Ads Manager. And once you go on to Ads Manager, find the actual Meta. Let's go Meta for Business in here. Oh, it's logging me straight in because I'm already logged in. Basically, you just want to find Ads Manager. You can see this here, this link here, Ads Manager for Facebook. Click on this. It will take, is it going to log me straight in again? No, good. Okay, so it takes you to a page that looks like this. You go to this blue button here that says go to Ads Manager. You click on this and it will take you into Ads Manager. Now, if you haven't set it up before, it will then ask you a series of questions. If you had set it up before, you'll then be able to go find your ads in there if you haven't already. Go down to campaigns and then voila, you'll be able to find it. Now, make sure, like me, you might have old ad campaigns that look like this, or you go in and then find the right ad campaign for your business, and suddenly you make sure that you're in the right ad account, right? So am I in Lead Gen Academy? I forget which ad account. Having run an agency in the past, I've got tons of these bloody ad campaigns. But here we are, my friends. Okay, so let me just show you an ads campaign that's been built out. So here at the top is my current ad, right? You can see here I've got only one of these turned on. It's called a lead ad. It's an evergreen LinkedIn challenge. So I'll talk a little bit more about what should you actually use for your ad. You can see here I've had results. This is 5,200 leads that I've generated through this. My average cost per lead since 2022, the 13th of July 2022, I've been running this same ad, is £3.89. That's the average cost going, okay? And the amount I spend is 20 grand. And so at the moment, I'm spending £45 daily. So that's what we're doing in terms of those ad campaigns. Now it's high performing. So if I actually show you this, so £3.89, if I then go to the last 30 days, then you can see it's dropped to £2.84 because I've been able to optimize it. And so in the last month, I've generated myself 476 leads and I spent 1,300 quid, which, by the way, is bloody good because I know that as a cost per lead and as someone who understands what our cost per client acquisition is, our cost to acquire a new client is £239, right? £239 it costs me to pay to win a client. That's our current CAC. If you want to know what that is, cost to a client acquisition cost, your CAC. And so ours is £239. And that means that I want to keep on spending to be able to get more and more sales because I know these leads will become tomorrow's clients on average. Not all of them, of course, because obviously it's a percentage, but that's how it works, right? So then I go, well, how many of these do I need? Well, actually, it's quite easy, right? So £2.86, £2.84, and if I go 239 divided by £2.84, that means I need 84 leads to make a sale. But £239 does not sound like a lot of money, right? So I just have to be realistic with actually how many leads that I need to generate that one sale. 84 leads, that's quite a lot of leads, right? So that's why you've actually got to have things that can generate volume because if you got back cost to acquisition, look, our cost of our the thing that we're selling is 3 grand plus. So the point being is that CAC works, that cost per acquisition works, but that's why you've got to have this volume of leads running through, right? Volume of leads running through. And by the way, that CAC also takes into account our telephone appointment setters who phone these leads and book appointments, right? So that's also part of it. Okay, cool. So that's a bit of data for you. Look, quickly to create these campaigns, press the blue button, press create. Go here and go, oh, I want to do a lead generation campaign. So click leads, press continue, right? It will take you through to this. So you can do a tailored leads campaign or a manual leads campaign. So you can just make it nice and easy if you wanted to be able to do it. But I'm just going to go a manual one because I'm just going to take you through all of it. So I'm going to say new leads campaign, demo, and so you can name the campaign and go down here. Now I'm going to say, when you think about where you want to set the budget, you can set it at ad set budget or campaign budget. I quite like setting it at the campaign level because I just want to go, hey, one campaign, and I just want to spend, let's say, £10 a day, right? And I'm going to just mentally in 10 days time make sure that I review it to go, am I happy spending my 100 quid? Did I get some leads? If I am, I'm going to keep it going. If I didn't, I'm going to stop it and I'm going to come back, right? Have a punt. Have £100 punt. Why not? Have a flutter. Think about you're at Ascot Racecourse, you're going to put it on the horses, 100 quid. Don't do that. Come and do some Facebook ads. And you never know, you might generate some leads, which can generate some sales, which will generate you more money to go to Ascot Racecourse with, right? So that's the game plan. Now, once you do this, £10 for your daily budget, come on down, and then you don't need to worry about any of this stuff. Don't worry about A/B testing it. It's all advanced stuff. Don't worry about special ads category because the reason why is that you're not actually selling financial services or trying to advertise jobs. And if you are those, trying to reposition your campaign, press next, right? Then once we press next, and we want to go and work through what type of ads. So we're going to use, you can do like websites, as I say, you can go to websites, you can get people to go to Messenger and start a messaging conversation or Instagram. You can get them to just start generating leads on Instagram. But for me, I love an instant form. So it pops up in the ad with a form. So instant forms, okay? Bam, bam, bam. Make sure you hook up your page to it. So if you've got different pages, I have created a page called Richard Woods with a photo of me on it, people by people. So when my ad comes up, it comes up as a picture of me and my name, not $1 million sprint. It has, through lots of testing, remember I spent over 20 grand on this, it has a better ROI if I do it under my name than my business name. Simple as that. So bypass that learning. Trust me, do that. Okay, so performance goal, maximize the number of leads. Of course, that's what you want to do. So let's generate leads, right? So let's scroll down here. Start date, don't worry about changing any of this because it will just backdate as soon as you go live. Audience controls, right? So this is where we can actually start to look at what audience we want to work on, right? So we can show some more options that we can look at the age. We can look at some custom things like typing in like business owner if we wanted to, UK business owner. But let's not worry about this. I just feel that the AI of Facebook, similar to LinkedIn, is so clever that you just use, if they ever ask you to use Advantage Plus on anything, just say yes, right? Because it just means that they're going to use their AI to match an audience with the copy and the ad content that you create. So they're going to review the ad copy and they're going to say, right, that's going to be perfect for that type of person. Let the algorithm do its thing. It's going to be better than you. Even if you think, we have to only do these type of people, just let it flow, right? And then audience suggestion. This is where you go Advantage Plus, but maybe I want to just tailor it because in reality, I can only, let's say, work with, you could elementary school teachers or third grade teachers, or if you want to work with people who just got engaged, that was one of the engaged. That was one of the things that we used to do with a wedding planning business. People who just got engaged. So you can do these things, but actually let the algorithm do their thing again because not everybody changes their relationship status to engaged, right? But people who are engaged only look at certain criteria, and that's where the AI comes in. So you can just let it go, right? Let it flow. And then placement. Don't worry about trying to edit the placement and saying, hey, I just only want my business to go onto the Facebook marketplace, or I only want my business to go into Instagram. Don't worry about that. Just allow Advantage Plus to do its thing. So if I went manual placements, I could actually go down and say, oh no, I don't want it on the Facebook profile feed, and I only want to have it on, Instagram, Explore, or whatever it is. Like half these things, I don't even know what they mean. So don't worry about that. Just go to Advantage Plus. Let it show the ad in the places that it's going to feel you're going to get the most amount of conversions, right? So Advantage Plus audience, Advantage Plus placement, press next. Next piece is that we're just going to build out the ad, right? So the first thing is we're going to create the ad. We're going to maybe do a single image or video, cool, and we're going to then do an instant form, right? So what we've got to do is we're going to create the ad, and let me just go. We don't want to create the form yet. Here we go, add creative. So set up add creative, and we can upload an image, right? So the nice thing about this, it will look at the images that you've got on your Instagram, and it will use that. You can upload it from your computer and find some stuff here if you wanted to. You can go and find it on your Facebook page and find different ads. And sometimes pictures of you work really well, or you doing a little video work, walking through things can work really well. So I can just take a random picture, press next, there I am, job's a good one. And then you can change these different things and drag them around the place and crop them and just make sure that they are kind of optimized for the different variations that it gets sent out on. Press next. Then we're going to create the ad for the campaign, right? So for me, I do a free 5-day challenge, right? So this is where I go out on my website, and we've got a free LinkedIn challenge. It's a how do you want to make sales from LinkedIn? And it's free. And in 5 days, we show you how, by sending an email every day for 5 days, how to do a LinkedIn outreach campaign on LinkedIn and find the audience, etc. Works really nicely. If anybody wants to know what this is like, feel free. It's, as I say, it's absolutely free. Even if you just want to kind of, funnel hack it, click on that. Just go down to here, submit your name and details into this, and here you go. Here, join the challenge today, and you'll be able to put your name, email, phone number, and you can join that 5-day challenge. It's a nice thing to funnel hack. But here is the page. So if I'm thinking about if I've got a landing page, or if you've written an ebook before, or you've created something, what you can do is just take all of this, copy it, or even take your ebook and upload it, go onto ChatGPT, right? And just start a new chat. Can you create 5 different, or can you create a Facebook ad set for this challenge, right? And I'm just going to paste all the text, just raw like that, into ChatGPT. ChatGPT knows how to work it and work it through, right? Just noticed a question from Simon Banks in the chat. Yes, you have to have a Facebook page to run ads on Facebook. Okay, so here we are. So add one. So the primary text in here, the headline, the description, the call to action button. Perfect, right? So I can go here, primary text. I can copy this. I can go onto the ads. I can go, oh, where are we? Ads manager here. And you can see here, look, primary text, perfect, bam, in there. And then go back to here, headline, perfect. Jump that in, perfect. Where are we going? Here we go, headline, bam. Back into here, description, because it knows that we need these things. So we're going to go down, that's the headline, description, job's a good one, and then call to action, sign up. Although I like learn more, by the way, I think it works better for a lead ad. Just a little nuance. Now, here's the thing. It will then give us, I can get add text option, and it will give us different variations, right? So Advantage Plus has given us some text variations of this ad. And so what is our game plan with Advantage Plus? We just say yes. Cool. No worries. We're going to allow it. We're going to switch this on, and it's going to the AI is going to give these different text variations. Same with this. We're going to allow Advantage Plus to give a load of text variations from our headline. Great. And the description will work the same as well. And then if you personally want to give it some more primary text options, then you've got this option where you say add text option. So then you can go back into here, go down to the next one. Here's add to. I can then copy this again and paste it into here. Job done. And then I can get add another text option. I can go into here and then go find text option number three, and I can paste it in. Super easy. And then, of course, not only am I pasting in these ones, and obviously you give it a bit of an edit to make sure you're happy with it, but then it's also going to put these Advantage Plus in. So I'm going to give up to 5 different text variations of my own, and it's going to then counter that with another 5 from Advantage Plus, giving us 10 different text variations for one image. And so, what are we feeding the algorithm? Variety. And variety is the spice of life when you're an algorithm because it can then test these different combinations of these 3 headlines with these 3 primary texts and then swap them all out, give another 3 different variations of that, or headline 1 with primary text 3. And then it's just going to see if the people you're trying to target are going to enjoy that variation of it with your image. Cool. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to press next, and it's now going to ask for image variations. So it's now using the AI to play about my image. So now it's got skyscrapers behind me, or I'm out on the French Riviera there. God knows where I am there. I look like I'm in a travel lodge there. So it's going to work on these different variations. So what am I going to do? I'm just going to click on it and just go, yeah, have them all. Why not? It's Advantage Plus. What have I got to lose? I don't know what my audience is going to like. And then it's going to give me all these Advantage Plus creative enhancements like add overlays or add music onto it, add 3D animation onto it. If it's going to bring down my cost per lead, and this is the thing, the algorithm is not going to keep on banging on against the brick wall if that variation with my face spinning around like this isn't going to work. It's going to try it a few times. If it doesn't get any bites, it's going to sack that off. It's going to try this one here where it's going to do something else that's weird with my face, right? And so I'm just going to say, hey, I'm happy with that. Jobbed. And so now I've given it a load of variations with my face and all the rest of it, a load of different text variations to play with. Basically given it complete carte blanche in terms of who it's going to show it to. But here's the cool thing, my pedigree chums, right? Let me go back to my ads manager here, which is still up, right? This, if I show you the last, I think that I pretty much changed this year to, oh, hello. I think if I go last 30 days here, and then I'm going to edit it, and I'm going to move this to probably about March, and then I'm going to put this back to August today, right? So, and then, oh, damn it. So August today, and so we'll go from the 12th there, lovely, and oh, come on. And we're going to say, I think it was probably the 1st of March I was playing about with. So we're going to update this. Yeah, so here you can see I was running a US campaign. But look, cost per result, £2.91 across from the 1st of March to August. Whereas if I go previously to that and maybe do the end of last year, so let's say 1st of June 2024 to let's say December 2024, update that, £4.77, right? So under £3 versus nearly £5. What was the difference? I switched on Advantage Plus for my audience targeting. I used all the AI and allowed the audience to go razzmatazz and do this, right? I did that because I just knew that would work. I just trusted. I trusted it would work, and it did. Okay, so that's the bit. Now, the final thing I want to show you is now the form in here, right? The form should be pretty easy. So you go down into here and you go create form, right? Instant form. And it's basically going to give you a form with 4 pages, right? So I can then say more volume or higher intent. Higher intent just basically means it just gives a double check. Hey, you sure you want to give your details? I'm much more a fan of more volume, right? So I'm going to press next, and then it's going to give me a greeting and a headline. So what am I going to do for my headline, my description on the first part of my ad? Well, of course, I'm going to go back to ChatGPT, and then I'm going to say, can you give me the text for my ads lead form. Jobbed. And so it's going to now type out here. So I'm going to go, okay, right. So the intro header, make sales form there. Intro description, it's going to give me my description. So here's my headline, bam. And you see here the preview comes up like this. And then I drop into description. I hope you're all still with me. But the whole point of this is to absorb it because I'm showing you that this is easy. And if you really are minds blown, we have VAs who can just do this for you. So if you've got like your head spinning, we can get this done for you. But I want to show you that you can do it yourself, right? So the whole point of this. So you press next. You then get into what details you want. Email, full name, and phone number is the initial ones. And I would always untick optional for phones because I'm a big believer of if there's a good lead, give them a bell. I actually quite like having someone's name above their email. I don't know why. I just feel like it's a little bit less rude. But there you go. Maybe I'm just being too British. Okay, and if you wanted to add any other details, you can add in things like their state, their city. You can add in their date of birth, gender, bank details, whatever you want to do. You can't do bank details, but you can add and ask them pretty much anything, right? So press next. So that's the form bit. The next bit, and this is the little bit that some people fall off on, you just got to put your privacy policy. So go to your website, go to your privacy policy here, grab the link to it. That's all you have to do here because this is why this goes back to Simon Banks's question about can you do it on your personal profile? You can't because you have to have the ability to link a privacy policy to a company, which is why they want you to advertise through a page because it's a company page, right? And I just don't even say Richard Woods' privacy policy. I just go privacy policy like that because it just changes the text in here. So if they really want to look at privacy policy, they can do. Right? Bam, press next. And then the final piece of this form is the almost the important bit, right? So this is the lead is generated, the lead details, name, address, phone number. You'll get this now, regardless of what they do on this page, because this is a thank you page. The deal is done. You've got the details. They've generated the lead, right? Now you've got an opportunity to transition them onto the actual thing that you want. So if it's a download, you can actually put this button and change this to download. Download, right? If it's like me and I've got a 5-day challenge, I could do join challenge, and I can direct them straight to the school community where there's a free challenge involved in it, right? If it's a case of something else, you might want to bring them into something else or get them to book a call with you, whatever the thing is, you can do it, right? So now if I do this, I grab the link to LinkedIn for Breakfast where the challenge is, and I can put that as the link in here, jobs are good one, and now I can go, and I love doing this, so I go step 1 complete, and then I go step 2 to join the community with the challenge within, right? And probably some better way of like putting that. But ultimately, what you're saying is, hey, you've done it, step 1, but now step 2. So you're trying to make it a logical step for them. You then press create form. I'm not going to create the form because there's a lot of things that would, I don't want to confuse all the forms I got on there. So if every time I demoed it, there was a new form, I have way too many forms. But that would be it. I'll just create form, job done. And I'm going to close that lead form because I don't want that. And what I'll do is I will just click on this. And that is my actual lead form. And as I go down to here in a second, it's going to show me, here we go. So are you ready to make sales from LinkedIn? And you just simply go continue. Here's the form. Here's the privacy policy. Final step, instant access to the 5-day challenge. And that's it, my friends. So I can press publish now. But this is the challenge that I'd give to you. There is only one lovely little picture of me, if I don't mind saying so myself, right? So now what you want to do, for God's sakes, now what you want to do is go duplicate on this lead ad. All of the content, all of the text remain the same, right? You just press duplicate. Just do one thing. Go to the picture, press this button, delete it, go to add media, go to add image or add video, find another picture of you and upload it. Do all the sizing again just to make sure it's all perfect. Great. Press next, skip and continue because you're going to get all the Advantage Plus. Great stuff. That's perfect. And then press done with all the Advantage Plus. That's it. And then rename this because you just want to go. So I like going, ads. This would be ad B and then RW with book, something like that, right? And so that's ad back B, right? So that's done. Now what I would do is go back to the old ad again, press duplicate, and then I would upload another picture. And so my game plan is to have like 5 or 6 different pictures or videos. So I'm giving it image variations for the algorithm, and each one of those image variations have all the other variations of the content and the text and the form embedded, so we don't have to duplicate the work. And then once that's done, I simply just press publish, jobs are good in, and we're now rocking and rolling with the ad. That, my pedigree chums, is how you set up an ad. Hopefully I haven't killed off the entire room, but my feeling is that if you like that, give it a go. If you are liking the idea of running ads, but want someone to do it for you, we can actually help you to do that. Iris, so I'm going to answer some questions. If any of you wanted to have a conversation, more than happy to open up the calendars for that. And in fact, if you did, we also would do it at the same time as a free LinkedIn profile audit. So before I answer these questions, just to give you a flavor of that, we do a free LinkedIn profile audit. So we'll audit your LinkedIn profile. We can talk to you about ads. And at the same time, we can discuss if you want some help with this Facebook ad stuff. So if you want to do that, oh, hello. I've got, oh God, what have I just done? I will put the link to that booking in here. So here we go, into the chat and book into that, and we'll talk to you about your profile and running some ads. Cool. Iris, you were asking a question in the chat. Can I? Oh, no, I'm not sure. No, it's not. You're not muted, but it's the headset's not working by the sounds of it. That's okay. I mean, I can read out what we said, so, or we can go to a different one. Um, so you're saying what is the cost of Advantage Plus, or do you always just decide in the beginning how much you want to spend? So the cost of Advantage Plus is no different, right? It is completely for free as part of running the ads. They want you to use it because they know that you'll get a better return on investment from your ads. So that makes more sense for them. Okay, so the cost of it is zero to run Advantage Plus. The cost of running ads, we just recommend people start off with £10 a day and see how that works for 10 days. If they're happy with it, continue on for another 10 days. If they're getting great results, start tweaking the ad budget up because the more leads you get, the more you get generated inquiries, and the more leads, the more sales, the more happy you'll be. Okay, great stuff. So, Lena, how do I find out about your VAA services? I can put a little link into the chat here, which gives you an initial feeling for what we do with the VA services here. But also, we have a business accelerator called Million Dollar Sprint, which can help you to basically generate inquiries, grow your business, and be able to help you to be able to scale with stuff like this. So, if you want to do that, just want to learn about it, jump on and have your LinkedIn profile audited by one of our team, and they can talk to you at the end. So we're going to add value by saying, hey, here's some things that would help you to improve your LinkedIn profile. So that's a win for you. And then at the end, we can also answer some questions one-to-one about what the Million Dollar Sprint is about. So, Lena, if you're up for that, I've just uploaded that link into the chat there for you. So Iris, yes. So as a Million Dollar Sprint member, you will have ads as part of your journey, and so it comes in at the appropriate time. So that comes as part of the sprint section. So you've got core strength. So you build out we talked at the start about having the funnel. So that awareness into a weekly moment, into sell, the organic side. So we talked about building that piece first. So we're going to build that. And then once we've got that and it's working and the organic is robust, then we're going to then flood it with leads via ads, all of which we're going to do for you. So it's going to be fun. Um, so where do you get the email contacts from your leads? Okay, so the leads, now I've got to be careful here because I actually can't show you personal details on here. So I'm just going to show you where to go, but I'm not going to click on it because it's going to show people's email addresses. So if you go down to all tools here, and the reason why I can't show that because then LinkedIn, sorry, YouTube, which we're streaming on, actually takes it down, which is annoying. And so you go to somewhere called Lead Center, which too many options. My eyes are crossing, but it will be on this page somewhere. Where is it? Lead Center. Where are you? Advertise. Where are you? Where's my brand? Lead Center. That's weird. Let me just go here. Lead Center. Why is that? Is that? We literally were using that yesterday. Where's Lead Center gone? It's in somewhere called Lead Center. Why is that not showing? Let me just go up to account overview and go to all tools. It's Lead Center anyway, and that's where the leads are. Classic. You can't even find the leads. So that would be the place. I think they must have renamed it this week. Surely not. That's mental. Events manager? It's not there, is it? That's weird. Um, Regardless, so the I'll have to that's so weird. Why we should be able to get onto Lead Center pretty easy. Why am I not being able to see that? I'm just going to this again one more time just to see. Um, all tools, Lead Center, basically. Why is that not showing? Um, so that is where it is. Where is it? Lead Center. That's mental. Okay. I have to come back to you on that. They've changed where it is. It should be in here, lead center. But the reason why I don't know like it's not just like this is when you set it up, the best thing to do is to have it integrate with your email marketing campaign, and then your leads go into that. So for example, for us, we use high level, we give high level to all of our clients for free, and there is a native integration directly with Facebook ads. And so every time a new ad is generated within Facebook, it will automatically put it into high level, which is our CRM. And then once it goes into that, we will then automatically trigger the daily emails for the 5 day challenge to that audience. And so why is that cool? Is because the more that we start to, the quicker we get those leads into there, the faster we can actually then start to market to them and get our team to call them and to follow them up. And so that's how you do it. So if you're using something like MailChimp or MailerLite or Active Campaign, they'll also all have that integration as well. High Level does, and so you just want to get leads generated straight into your CRM, and then you can start working on them or have automations that are working on them. That's mental. Why can't I advertise? Why is it not showing? And it's not audiences, but anyway, without me clicking around like an idiot, I'll have to come back to you on that one. Strange. Okay. Further questions, guys. Further questions. Yes, so Simon, you can zap leads anywhere you want. And so that's nice and easy. In case they don't fill out the form on the land. Oh, so what you're saying, so when someone clicks from Facebook, that's not a lead. So if you're just driving them onto a landing page, then that's just traffic and you don't know who that is. So if they don't fill in the form on a landing page, then you don't know who they are, so you don't get the lead. Whereas the lead ad, where they're filling in the form directly on the Facebook page, then you will be able to zap that directly to wherever you want them, even to a spreadsheet automatically if you want to. But there might be a direct integration. Cool. Dawn saying, how much is your monthly $1 million sprint fee? Well, there's a special offer, but that's potentially coming to, well, it's kind of like a summer offer. In theory, it's potentially gone already. But if I can give you a ballpark, it's somewhere between 597 and 497 per month, depending if you've got in on time on our offer. So the best thing to do is have a conversation. That's per month. That gives you a VA that's working 4 hours a day, 5 days a week for you to actually do this stuff, plus our coaching, plus our community that we meet in person once a quarter, including a retreat that we've got coming up in Buxton in the Peak District, where we're going away for a couple of days and to talk about strategy stuff. So it's really cool. So, Dawn, if you're interested in that, do jump onto one of those calls or message me directly. You've got me in school. You can talk to me about it. And we can help you with this. It's all about return on investment. You think about my cost of acquisition is £239. So if you were able to get a couple of leads, sorry, a couple of sales a month from investing in us, then you'd also have similar cost per acquisition. So that's the kind of game plan is we want to be able to be the reason why you're generating leads, be the reason why you're getting appointments set, be the reason why you're closing sales, and the reason why you're generating a cost per acquisition that is reasonable for your product. And so we feel like we are that solution. So if you're up for it, happy to do it. But again, this isn't a platform for me to be pitching stuff, so I don't want to hard pitch it. So happy to take some further Facebook ads questions. Got a couple of minutes before we finish. So what are we working on? Any further questions? Dr. Kobus is saying meta in front. Meta. You're saying this in terms of ad center, aren't you? Yeah, I can't say meta ad center, no. Really weird. Any further questions, guys? Simon, go for it, mate.
I thought I'd speak rather than type. Um, Out of interest, because I'm sort of doing a slight pivot in what I do. Um, do you need, if I created a new business page, does that matter at all? Even if it's got no many followers or content, or is it best to create a page and add some content into it, try and get people to follow it?
So if you're running ads through it, it is worth making sure there's a bit of content there, but it only needs to be like 3 or 4 posts because ultimately people are going to go check you out, see there's 3 or 4 more posts, but a lot of people are just going to convert directly on the ad. It's only people that are doing their due diligence. So don't let it, it's going to be like 3% of the actual traffic that's going to even do that due diligence, particularly if you're giving something away that's a good offer, like a free kind of challenge or a free swipe file or a free GPT. That's
Yeah,
working
I'll
really
probably do is no, no, I've just got an idea. So I've got a page. I'll just rebrand it a little bit because
yeah.
it's and then it's a scorecard. It's the that's my idea is doing a campaign, getting people to fill out the scorecard.
So with a scorecard, obviously remember what you want to do is to get them, that's clicking people to a scorecard landing page. So that's driving people off the ads platform. We haven't seen that work as well.
But can you do it through a form? So they fill out the form first, and then there's the link to go take the scorecard, take the assessment. Yeah.
Yeah, the only problem is that that's double opt-in. So they're having to fill a form to then go to a landing page to fill a form. So the user experience isn't so great, and so you get a bigger fall off when they jump into the scorecard page. Um, what you might do is push the form of the scorecard to the back of it. So they go straight into the questions without having to fill in the form on the landing page of the Score app. And then the last page, just go, hey, could you reconfirm your email just in case on the Facebook ad you gave us a private personal email and you want to use a different email. So you'd kind of wrap it up in a bit of a just to double check, have we got the right details? That can work.
Oh, I see what you mean. So on the scorecard, you don't have that. You have to sign in first. You can go straight to the scorecard. Yeah.
Yes. Exactly.
Okay,
So that's what we're saying. Um, does it help?
yeah,
Cool.
that's great. Thank you.
No worries. All right, guys. Well, look, I've got to jump on to a $1 million sprint track session. So if you're a $1 million sprinter, I will see you in 2 minutes. If you're not, I will either see you on a LinkedIn profile audit, or we'll see you next week at LinkedIn for breakfast. Thanks again, all. Big love. Take care. See you on the flip side.